everyone, how are you going? Today I'm going to talk about using quotes for English essays, how to select them, how to memorize them, and how to practice using them. When you're selecting quotes, try to find quotes that tick more than one box. So you want quotes that address things like themes, characters, important literary devices. It could be about an author's views and values about something, or it could be a quote that sums up the setting. If you can find a quote that does more than one of these things, then that's one that you want to put into your quote list for later use. You want to look for key moments or for long speeches and monologues. Authors usually have important ideas and messages in those big speeches, so they're a good place to start. When you're selecting your quotes, you want to select short segments, one sentence at most. You don't want to have whole chunks of dialogue or whole chunks of writing in your quotes. You just want one sentence. For example, in the play Medea, where love was once deepest, a cancer spreads. Now, how do you go about remembering quotes? The best strategy is an old one, and that's rote learning, where you just say it over and over again, or you look at it over and over again until you remember it. Where love was once deepest, a cancer spreads. Where love was once deepest, a cancer spreads. And you can set yourself up with some flashcards to do that. On a flashcard, you would write the quote on one side, and then on the other side of the card, you might write the character or theme it relates to and the page in the book that it comes from. Or you can put all of that information on one side and just have those flashcards with you so that you can look at them when you have a spare 5 minutes. You could also record and listen back to the quotes if you're an auditory learner. So you would have them on your phone just when you have 5 or 10 minutes. You'll listen back to your own recording of the quotes that you've selected. You could create a poster. For example, the main bits of this quote is about love and cancer spreading, and so I've got a love heart and a little skull to represent death. Or you could even use an abbreviation. So WLWO DACS, where love was once deepest, a cancer spreads. So I would only have to remember Wolwodax, for example. Or you can use a combination of all of the above. A really good place to start when looking at how to embed quotes would be to go to Lisa's study guides, and I've talked about her in a previous video. She talks about how to embed quotes like a boss, how to blend them in, checking if the quote makes sense, questioning whether you should shorten it, and how to fix the grammar. Some things that I would like to add to that is that it's better to transition into a quote beforehand rather than put the quote in and then blend it in after. It just sounds smoother to transition in first. For Medea, revenge was a core motivator because where love was once deepest, a cancer spreads. See how that ran really smoothly into that quote? You also want to be selective and not overdo it. That quote there is actually part of a much bigger sentence, which is something like, but now everything has turned to hatred, and where love was once deeper, a cancer spreads. I've cut out probably the first half of that quote, and I've just saved the bit that's the most important bit. So you want to practice shortening your quotes to about 1 to 10 words. You don't really want to have them bigger than that because then it makes it hard to blend them smoothly. You also want to be selective with the amount of quotes you use. Your teachers might say 4 per paragraph or 6 per paragraph or 8 or however many, but you don't want to just cloud your paragraphs up with quotes that don't actually prove anything or do anything. You want to pick the best quote for what you're saying. So I hope today has helped you work out the things to do in terms of selecting your quotes, remembering them and practicing them. Make sure you watch that clip and get some more tips, and as always, good luck.